So it's finally time to talk to you about the car I bought. Actually, maybe it's better if I just show you. So here we go. My new to me 2016 Jaguar F-Type. This is the V6S version. Obviously, it being a Jag F-Type, it is supercharged. And I could not be happier with this car. Jags were never on my list. We went through the list the other week and I had a thought. And I thought, I wonder if Jaguar F-Types have depreciated to the point that I could probably afford one. And they hadn't. No, they hadn't at all. No, they were still quite expensive. Until I came across this one. This one was maybe not in the best shape compared to the other options out. It had high mileage, didn't have full service history, had some, and genuinely just needed some love. But I thought, you know, I am 30. This is my first car. I've been waiting for this for so long. Why buy something boring? So I bought something ludicrous, something ridiculous, something that looks like this. And it is fantastic. So I thought, why don't we just go for a drive? And then hop back inside and I'll tell you more about what's going on with this car. One of the pitfalls of this car is how low it is. I have gone from driving my wife's T-Roc to driving this very low sports car, and it is interesting to go over the bumps in this car. So this car was 40,000 dirhams, which I think is the cheapest Jag F-Type on the market, to be honest. Which means it's come with a whole host of issues. Firstly, one being, you know, it's got 160,000 kilometers on it. That's a lot of kilometers. Secondly being, the person that owned it before me may have not looked after it in the way that you should look after a nice premium sports car. So the first day I drove it, realized that there was an incredible vibration coming from, I was about to say the front, but it was the front, the rear, everywhere. So I took it to a trusted shop that my dad has been using for 10, almost 12 years. And we basically understood that there was a lot of issues with the car. I knew this when I bought the car. I got it inspected. So it's had its first bit of work done. We've done some control arms. We've done the rear brakes, the pads. The discs have been machined because they didn't really need to be replaced at this point. There is still a few issues with the car. I've got a coolant leak, so more suspension stuff needs to be done. But I picked it up yesterday after being at the garage for a couple of days, and it already drives so much better. And even if it drives a bit shit, I will never not enjoy the noise that comes out of this car when you put your foot down. Now, I'm not going to do that because I'm in a residential community and I'm not 18 years old. And I don't think that's funny. I'm going to drive like a sensible owner, even though I own a Jag. It's definitely interesting buying a two-seater, quite quick sports car for your first car. I knew I wanted to do it. I didn't watch the bump here. Oh. I knew I wanted to do it, I just didn't know what it would entail. In Dubai, the traffic situation and the driving situation can be very interesting, and being low down, you lose a bit of command on the road. But then you need to overtake someone, you open up those valves, and you drop a gear and disappear. It's just... And I'm not speeding in it. The thing I love about this car is you can have an incredible noise going up to only about 60 kilometers an hour. My wife was in the car the other day, and she was not wincing, but she was quite surprised. If you kick down a gear and put your foot through it, how much of a punch in the back it actually gives you. And I think she thought I was speeding, but I was probably 20 kilometers an hour under the speed limit. And that's coming from Dubai, where we've got a 20 kilometer an hour buffer over the speed limit. But I thought we'd just go for a quick little drive around the community. Can't do anything too spirited, because we are in a community. But when I get round this roundabout, let's see if we can open up the valves and do a very, very controlled, responsible bit of noise. So most of the time, I drive this car with the valves closed because I'm not a yobbo. But there are some times where it's just fun to open them up. So you open up the valves in two different ways. You can have a always open mode, which is your dynamic mode, and then you can have a button here which opens the valves over 1500 revs. I think over about 4000 revs, the valves automatically open anyway. But if you put it into dynamic mode, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this through the microphone, but the profile of the noise changes instantly. I've got another error code. This car just keeps throwing me up error codes. And if I open up the window, you might be able to hear that noise. I really should have put sunglasses on because it's very bright. I mean, we're going 45 kilometers an hour. So there is nobody around us. We're doing about 40 kilometers an hour. And then if you put your foot down, it sounds like that. I love this car. And you can put it back into normal mode, wind the windows up, and pretend you were never there. But this car is so much fun to drive. It's a very easy way to get yourself in a bit of trouble. It's quite quick. And by quite quick, I mean it's quick to the point it could be a little bit scary. Obviously, I'm not pushing this car anywhere near what it can do. But there is something about the noise that just tickles the right part of my brain. And I absolutely love it. There were more sensible purchases for a first car. There were more reliable purchases for a first car. There were cheaper options for a first car. But I don't think there was another option for a first car that would make me feel like I do in the F-Type. I genuinely love driving this car. I will take any opportunity to drive this car. I mean, look, we're just driving around the community. This isn't even a main road. I'll run to the shops in this car. I mean, we went out for dinner last night and I voluntarily said, I will be the designated driver because it means I can drive the Jag home. And I think that's the best thing about cars. As someone that's loved cars their whole life, but never actually owned one, I understood love for cars. I loved looking at cars, I loved learning about cars, but I don't think I ever understood what it was like to truly love driving a car. Until I sat in this and drove this for the first time. I mean, I've been driving my wife's car for 3 or so weeks before I picked up the Jag, and I still loved driving. I really do like driving. But something just clicked when we picked up the F-Type. Now, there is still a lot of work to do on this car. I want to get all the mechanical stuff done first before we start venturing into the more fun things. I do have some plans for this car. And also, it needs a clean because she's dirty. There's also been some minor repaints on the car, which is totally fine. We can either get those buffed out, get the paint fixed, or we can go for a different colour. Now, I've got some colours in mind. I won't tell you what they are, but there's definitely, when I think Jaguar, there's a few colours that come to mind. And I'd like to have a go at seeing what the options are for those cars and those colours. The plans now, I've had its first bit of work done at the garage. There are some more things. I'd like to fix the coolant leak. That would be great. In fact, my mechanic said the other day, he was like, just keep a bottle of coolant in the car. There's a few other things. There is no Apple CarPlay in this car. And I thought, that doesn't seem like much of an issue. It is an issue. Yeah. The speaker system in this car is not great. Now, am I going to upgrade that? Probably not. But it's not fantastic. The Apple CarPlay thing, I think I can fix. I reckon I can do it myself. I know computers, I know electronics, I reckon I can do it myself. It's just a case of buying a part from AliExpress and then getting on with it. The interior needs some love. My buttons are missing some coverings and stuff like that, so a little bit squeaky on the old suspension there. So there's some bits and pieces on the interior. There's nothing massive on the interior that needs fixing. The seats need some love and bits and pieces like that. But to be honest, the interior is pretty nice. The exterior is all right too. And I will take you through my first wash of the car because this is a car I intend on loving. So I intend on washing it myself. And we'll do that at some point, and there'll definitely be a video about that, about watching me detail a car properly for the first time. But as we come back into the community, I think I've explained everything you need to know about the Jag. I am smitten with this thing, and I'm excited to see what adventures, what we can do to it, and overall, what we can do to bring it back to the car it really should be. This is a beautiful car, and Jaguar aren't making petrol-powered cars anymore. This is the last sort of hurrah of Jaguar. And I feel like, because of that, it needs some love. I want to give this Jag a proper send-off. And if Jaguar are never to make a ridiculous petrol-powered car ever again, I want to say I earned a pretty good one for the last run. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. If you enjoy the kind of car content, let me know. I can do some more in-car stuff, but this is the first time I've driven and filmed myself in a car, so please be nice. Anyway, next we'll be doing some exterior detailing, so stick around for that one, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.